Hello YouTube and welcome to Prime Productions. I'm here to help enhance your tabletop gaming experience. And welcome back to my Starfinder Primer series. If you're new, I've been putting out a series of videos to get people up to speed on the lore of Starfinder, in preparation for the release of the Starfinder 2nd Edition playtest. Starfinder is a tabletop role-playing game produced by Paizo, the same people that make Pathfinder. So far, I've covered the basics, the major factions of Starfinder, the 10 ancestries, and the 6 classes that will be in the core Starfinder 2nd Edition rulebook. Today, we will cover the eponymous Starfinder Society. You see, the Starfinder Society is an organization that exists both in the universe of Starfinder as well as here in the real world. We'll talk about the real-world Starfinder at the end, but let's start with the in-game Starfinder Society. At its core, the Starfinder Society is a sort of space adventurers guild that is really into exploration and xenoarchaeology. They are a scholarly, academic institution, though they are often in danger, so they do need their fair share of bodyguards. However, even their warriors realize that they have voluntarily joined a scholarly institution. So if you're joining a campaign where you will play Starfinders, maybe don't make Krunk the Barbarian who hates stupid writing and wants smash all stupid words. Now, you do not have to be a member of the Starfinder Society to play a game of Starfinder. You don't even have to use Paizo's official galaxy. It's just an option there for people who want to use it. The Starfinder Society mission statement, essentially, is to explore the galaxy, discover its mysteries, and document them as objectively as possible. This ensures a complete or near-complete historical record, including context for future generations. Now, in particular, the Society is interested in deciphering the information about the Gap and what the heck happened to Galarian, but they also look into other mysteries as well. Of course, to do all their exploring, they need resources and access. After all, they need to pay their employees, keep the lights on, and have the rights to explore locations. So, Starfinder Society missions tend to fall into one of 3 categories. First, there are exploration missions, which is kind of their jam and the thing they are most focused on. There are also diplomatic missions where they have to sweet-talk officials and try to get access to their sites that they wish to explore. Plus, it's nice to have organizations who are friendly to you. Their diplomatic missions sometimes take the form of rescue missions. Not only is rescuing people in need just a nice thing to do, but that also tends to get people on your side. Lastly, there are missions that are designed to fund the society. These are often coupled with other missions. For example, a company might hire the Starfinders to survey an ancient colony and figure out what happened there, so on and so forth. These aren't the only Starfinder missions, of course. Sometimes there are missions that are internal to the society, and sometimes a problem gets dropped in the Starfinder Society's lap, but the 3 I mentioned, exploration, diplomacy, and funding, make up the majority of what the Starfinder Society does. The headquarters of the Starfinder Society is a building called the Lore Spire Complex on Absalom Station. This is perfect for the Starfinders, as, if you remember, it is super fast and easy to get to Absalom Station, which is in the Pact Worlds. This location puts them at the economic heart of the galaxy, ensuring that there is always a lot of ships, trade, and opportunity for the Starfinders. The Starfinder Society does have a few satellite offices called lodges. However, because of how easy it is to get to Absalom Station and the Lore Spire Complex, these Starfinder lodges aren't widely used. Organizationally, the Society is broken into 4 tiers. The largest section by far are agents. These are generally the player characters. They are the people who go out on missions. Almost anyone can become an agent, sort of. You do have to pass an entrance exam and then go through some intensive training and schooling before graduating to become a real agent. But the Starfinders are willing to give anyone a chance, regardless of their economic background, family history, ancestry, or planet of origin. Thus, even non-Pact World creatures are allowed in after a rigorous security check that all Starfinders are subjected to. This basically ensures that all Starfinders are at least level 1 when they start play. Agents are further separated based on level of experience, so new agents might be low level from levels 1 to 4. Meanwhile, experienced agents might be from levels 3 to 6, and veteran agents might be even higher level, etc. Above the agents are venture captains. These are usually experienced former agents with a proven talent for logistics. They are in charge of assigning missions to agents and managing them. Typically, each lodge has a single venture captain who is in charge of it. The exception to this is the Lorespire complex. Because it is such a huge hub of Starfinder activity, many venture captains jointly run the Lorespire complex. Above the venture captains are the members of the forum, who are kind of in charge of their high-level stuff. Organizational direction, buying new starships, doing high-level political negotiation, that sort of thing. And above them is the First Seeker, an agent elected by the other agents that determines the short-term goals of the Starfinder Society. In short, the First Seeker determines what the Starfinders should focus on, the Forum takes that idea and figures out how to go about doing it. They then delegate these matters to the Venture Captains, who put together teams to carry out those missions. I'm sure there are other types of Starfinders like trainers, secretaries, HR reps, payroll people, that sort of thing, but they usually aren't showcased very much. Lastly, I would be remiss if I talked about the organization section without talking about factions. Because not everyone in the Starfinder Society agrees on everything, agents have kind of separated themselves into factions or camps that represent their interest. Each faction has a spokesman that seems to wield authority similar to a venture captain. They can assign missions at least, like a venture captain. I won't go into the factions here because they will probably change for Starfinder 2, but just know that they're a thing. Starfinder Society offers a great framework for a highly episodic campaign. If you want to play a kind of Star Trek-style game where the party goes to a new planet every week to solve a mystery, then Starfinder Society is a way to do that. The Society might assign you to help show a diplomat around Absalom Station one week, then send you to explore an alien wasteland the next. Of course, you can make a more serialized, long-form campaign featuring the Starfinder Society if you want. The Scoured Stars adventure path is basically that, a massive adventure path with an interconnected plot for characters who join the Starfinder Society. However, Starfinder also allows for that quick and easy episodic gameplay if that's what you want to do. Real quick, I want to talk about the real-world Starfinder Society. You might have wondered about these covers that I've been showing you. Those actually come from the real-world Starfinder Society scenarios. Here in the real world, the Starfinder Society is the name of the Starfinder Organized Play setup. Essentially, if you go to Paizo's website and register, you can make a Starfinder character and play officially written and sanctioned Starfinder Society games. There are a few additional hoops you have to jump through. There are some restrictions on making a character, for example, but the great part is you can play a session anywhere, record the results online, and then you're done. Each scenario is usually self-contained and is only designed to last 3 to 5 hours. You can play the scenarios out of order, and you can play them anywhere. So if you play with your friends in Los Angeles and then go on vacation to New York, you can play there too. Because the Society is always reassigning teams, you don't need to play with the same people week to week. There are a few downsides. Your character doesn't get to keep what they find in between scenarios. Instead, you're assumed to turn in everything you find for money at the end of the scenario. A lot of people don't like this, but it prevents arguments over who keeps what loot. It also allows scenario writers to write cool things into scenarios without fear that it will unbalance later scenarios. In the end, the motto of the Starfinders is to explore, report, and cooperate. These are the rules both in the Starfinder universe and in the real world. Explore the universe, or in the real world, if you show up to a game, be ready to play it without intentionally trying to ruin it. Report, in other words, report your findings or record the adventures on the Paizo website, and cooperate. Both in and out of universe, just work with your fellow Starfinders and don't be a jerk. Oh, I do have to mention that there is also a Pathfinder Society as well if you want to play Pathfinder in much the same way. Anyway, that's my Starfinder Society breakdown. What did you think? Did you learn anything important? If so, leave a comment below letting me know your thoughts. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That tells not only me, but also YouTube that you like this kind of content and would like to see more. And until next time, thank you, good luck, and happy gaming!